What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you have a very good day today. Like always, if you enjoyed this video or enjoy any of the videos that come out of this channel, leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I would greatly appreciate it. If you haven't watched it already, please check out my last video that I did on Kendrick Perkins and him possibly being the worst NBA sports analyst. With all that being said, let's talk about the Atlanta Hawks, man. Unfortunately, their season has come to an end by losing in Game 6 to the Milwaukee Bucks, where Giannis didn't play because of his ugly ass hyperextension on his knee. However, Trae Young did play, but we all know that he was dealing with a growing bruise in his ankle. Obviously, it looked like he was limited. However, this video isn't about Game 6. This is about the future of the Atlanta Hawks, because I believe they have one of the brightest futures, not only in the Eastern Conference, but throughout the entire NBA. Before the season even started, not a lot of people got them even being a 5th seed or a 4th seed. A lot of people got them barely making the playoffs, being like 7th, 8th seed, with them acquiring Gallinari and Bogdanovich in free agency, and drafting guys like Cam Reddish and Hunter. A lot of people just saw them making a playoff appearance, and that's it. And obviously, they got a whole lot further than a lot of people thought they would. They beat the Knicks in the first round in 5 games, where a lot of people had the Knicks beating them, and which they would go into the second round and face the number 1 seeded 76ers, where they would beat them in 7 games, where a lot of people had them getting fucking bashed. And then obviously they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals to the Milwaukee Bucks, although there were injuries to each of the team's star player. However, they were able to push it 6 games. To put it this way, they were only 2 games away from making the NBA Finals in their first playoff run. First, let's talk about Trae Young. This man played out of his mind throughout this entire playoffs. His first game in the playoffs, he hit a game-winning floater against the Knicks, where everyone was chanting at him. You know, on this channel, I'm a big advocate and fan for Trae Young and him getting the respect that he deserves. Obviously, I made 2 videos about him, and I do think that there's a shift in the narrative with his name, because coming to the playoffs, when he faced the Knicks, everyone fucking hated him because of the foul bang shit. Just throughout the regular season, people just would fucking hate on this man for no reason. But throughout the entire playoffs, the Hawks got further and further into the postseason. Everyone started to respect Trae even more. And I do think that there's an argument that he can be a top 5 point guard in the league right now. Obviously, with recency bias, I know it's hard to find a good spot to place him, but there's a very good argument, because he pretty much has led this fucking Hawks team all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, where no one even had them getting this far. People just thought there was just some low-ass seed, and he's only to keep getting better and better from here. I mean, this entire Hawks team got way more experience than they could even ask for. I mean, just getting to the playoffs is one thing, but they got hella experience now, since obviously they got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They beat 2 pretty good teams, almost be a 3rd team without their injuries. But one big decision that the Hawks have to make for this team is paying John Collins. During the regular season, John Collins turned down a 4-year, $90 million contract extension to stay with the Atlanta Hawks, for the reason that I'm guessing obviously he wants more money. I mean, obviously NBA players are businessmen as well. And obviously with John Collins turning down this extension, he's probably looking for a max contract. And if I'm the Hawks GM, I don't think it's worth giving John Collins a max contract, because he's going to be up there with players that have max contracts that are producing way more than what John Collins does. He was going to get a similar contract than guys like Bradley Beal, DeMar DeRozan, Jamal Murray, Donovan Mitchell, stars in the league. He's going to get a similar contract to him, and I don't think it's really worth it give him that much money where he's not even at the level with those guys. And if he doesn't get the max that he wants from the Hawks, and another team overpays him, and the Hawks don't want to re-sign him because he's a restricted free agent, I don't think that's the worst case for the Hawks, because they have guys on this team that I really think deserves to play. A guy like Hunter, who obviously got injured and didn't play the rest of the playoffs after the next series, I believe that he can slide into the 4th spot where John Collins originally was and be a better fit for them there, since Hunter is a great defender who is probably one of the main reasons why Julius Randle was so fucking bad. Other than Julius Randle just getting into his head way too much, he's obviously had the capability of shooting the 3-pointer and the mid-range, great slasher. So if John Collins actually leaves the Hawks, Hunter is a great replacement for him, which obviously leaves a spot for the 3, which leads to me wanting to talk about Cam Reddish. Coming into his rookie season, a lot of people had him being one of the sleeper picks for the entire 2019 NBA draft, obviously with guys like Zion and RJ and John Morant. he was probably one of the most slept on picks throughout that entire draft. I think one of the main reasons why he was so slept on a player during the draft was because he was playing with Duke, where obviously he was with Zion and RJ Barrett, which probably led him to being the third option for that team instead of being the first and second option, where he can show his talents more and build his draft stock. And throughout his entire season, he has been injured with an Achilles injury, but he returned in the playoffs and he performed really well. Obviously, with the limited minutes that he had, he tried to do everything, and I think he's a very good player. A lot of people, including his coach Nate McMillan, even compared him to Paul George because of how smooth he plays the game, especially during Game 6. He went off. He had like 6 threes, I believe, and the way he was playing was just like so comparable to Paul George because both of them are just very smooth for their game. They play through the flow of the game. Both players don't make abrupt moves. Both Paul George and Cam Reddish are great on the defensive end. Cam Reddish was pretty much locking down Chris Middleton for like Game 5 and Game 6, but obviously Chris just ended up just saying fuck it and just wanted to end their season right there. He's a great shooter. I mean, the man was splashing down during both games that he played. So I do believe that he's the future 3 for this Atlanta Hawks team, depending on the situation with John Collins. If there ever comes a situation where the Hawks need a stop without trying to give up too much of their offense, Cam Reddish is a perfect guy to put at the 2. He can develop into a great two-way player in the future and possibly even a star for this Hawks team. So the Hawks have a very bright future, and with them coming to an agreement to re-sign Nate McMillan for 4 more years because he's a great coach, they're gonna be a very dangerous team in the NBA for the future. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what y'all think about the Atlanta Hawks. Give me y'all thoughts down below. With that being said, hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'm out. Peace out, y'all.